Thus far, Season 7, I think, has been an epic season with epic reveals. But does the finale hold up? Let's talk about it. Welcome to Durbania. I'm Durbin.
I'm Laura.
And this is our spoiler talk for the season finale of Season 7, The Dragon and the Wolf, Game of Thrones. So does it live up? What do you think?
Well, I enjoyed Season 7 a lot.
It was a good season.
The more recent season finales, you know, it had me excited for what was yet to come. And this season finale made me just feel like it was a whole big build-up for Season 8.
Yeah.
I did very much enjoy it. I just felt like I would like... Well, I can't say I would like a lot more things to have come to a close because a lot of great things happened.
It's kind of like, okay, so we got...
I guess I wanted a little bit more.
A couple of epic dragon fights. Mm-hmm. And so you would think, you know, just like when you're watching a firework display, I mean, it's not like the story should be all about the action, but when you're watching fireworks, all the fireworks are awesome. And then when you get to the end of that firework show, I mean, you want that grand firework finale.
And there was...
To an extent.
To an extent, but I think I just needed just a touch more, which I didn't get.
I think in terms...
But I will say, great season. Not trying to, knock it or anything.
See, I think great season finale.
Yes.
Yes.
I think great season, too.
Yeah, it was a great season. I think this season finale, in terms of maybe giving us some closure or something... I mean, obviously it's not. We got another season to go, but...
Yes, it gave us closure on a couple
I don't know.
of
In terms of
characters.
action and things like that, it was not the most epic thing, but in terms of story,
yes,
I think it
there was
laid...
some great groundwork laid.
Yeah, it laid great groundwork for next season, and I think that might have been the greatest weakness for this episode. Rather than this episode concentrating more specifically on a present story and a present threat, it spent more time building the ominous thing for next year.
Yes,
Which
definitely.
is not bad. I mean, I don't mean to say that and be like, oh, that's just so negative. I'm just saying, like, I feel like if you watch this and you're feeling let down, maybe that's why. Not that it was bad. In terms of its story...
it was still really good.
In terms of its writing, I thought it was a great episode. I'm already hooked. I want to see what's going to happen next year.
We'll be watching it.
Yeah, it felt like this episode was more about setup than it was anything else.
That's probably the reason I was a little bit disappointed. Because we have to wait a year till we get a little, you know, what the setup was all for.
Yeah.
And even though you can kind of tell, and there's a couple things in it that irritated me, but that's all episodes. There's that, and I'm just gonna go into one real quick. We've known Jon Snow and Daenerys are related. We've figured that out, and of course, the great reveal that they're related and that Jon is a Targaryen.
Officially, not even...
It has to happen while...
He's not illegitimate, even.
Yeah, and of course it happens while they're now having sex. And I'm just like...
Because it's HBO, so
of
course that's when that reveal is,
and
right?
I just go, oh, of course.
Yes.
I'm like, I wish they would have found out, but what can you do?
It goes back to what we said last video.
We wanted them to get
Have
together.
you ever got what you thought you wanted and then realized it's not what you wanted? I wanted Jon and Khaleesi to be together, and I wanted them to rule. And now that we've had the official HBO Game of Thrones epic reveal that Jon is a legitimate Targaryen and heir to the Iron Throne, and now they're together, it's like...
Wonderful. But still, I mean... Back in the day, families married amongst each other so they could keep the line pure. So, I mean...
But see, this brings some Season 8 tension now, because now they have to decide who's going to rule the North and who's going to sit on the Iron Throne. Because Jon actually...
doesn't want to sit on the Iron Throne.
I know he doesn't, but you know what? When it comes to royalty and royal blood... Sometimes it's not a matter of what the individual wants, but it is the matter of what the law demands.
True.
And the law demands that that throne is his by right and
Jon
not hers.
is an honest man who will do what's right.
Yes, yes.
But I wonder if he can, like, step down and let her rule.
He probably could.
I don't know. But all Season 8.
But that's the next thing. But okay, so now we're definitely in positives right now.
Yes.
To me, this is a very overwhelming positive because this throws an amazing complication into this now. Now we've got something that we've been wanting and realize, oh, crud, we don't want that. And now this is going to create all kinds of problems in Season 8. You just know it is. I mean, they're going to have the overwhelming threat of the White Walkers. But now we also got this political tension of who's going to sit on the Iron Throne. And you know that once this comes to light, it is going to affect them personally. It's going to affect them politically.
Yep.
It's going to affect them on that small scale. It's going to affect them on that big scale. And I think this is one setup that was incredible. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how are they going to handle this? Like, how are Jon and Daenerys gonna handle this? Because they love each other, and I like that. I see that chemistry's there.
No,
it just sucks now because we have yet more family with each other. And
okay, let's go to other highlights.
Okay, so my biggest highlights, I have to go down the list of people who made me proud of them in this episode.
First off, we're gonna start with the one that really, really irritated us. Sansa.
I wasn't planning to start there.
I'm starting there,
but I will start there.
Mind.
You know what though? Okay, one of the greatest fake outs ever with Sansa.
No, not one of the greatest fake outs. Probably the best fake out, because we really thought Sansa was going to be Sansa and do something stupid to her sister when she calls her into high court or whatever court.
Well, when she was listening to Littlefinger, I thought she was eating his lines, hook, line, and sinker, and I thought for sure that this was going to be the political problem. That Jon has just pledged the North to Daenerys, and now Sansa is going to be the kink in that and is not going to stand up with them. And I was so, I mean, I was angry. I'm watching this episode, and I'm livid, man. I'm sweating. I'm so livid.
And he's back there all sneaky, and then she turns to him. How do you answer to these crimes, Lord Baelish?
That was like... That's how excited she was.
It was awesome. Excuse me.
I never thought I'd say this. Bless you.
Thank you.
I never thought I'd say this. How proud I am of Sansa. I mean, other seasons
something we were
maybe,
happy about,
but this season for sure, she has been a thorn in my side. I have so
she's
disliked
always
her.
been a thorn in your side.
Well, probably, but this season especially, I have disliked her. And she redeemed herself in this single moment where I thought for sure that she was bringing Arya in to condemn her.
And she was going to somehow go against Jon, and we were just so glad we were both wrong.
But she went for Jon. She went for Arya, and she looked at Littlefinger, and she's like, that is your power. You divide people. That is how you've conquered, by dividing sisters against sisters and brothers and family. And you try to do it between me and my sister? No, you don't.
And, you know, it helped that Bran was there and was able to say the exact words Littlefinger said to Ned when he was holding a knife up to his throat. And Littlefinger just looked at him and went, like, how did you know that?
Oh, poop. Yeah.
Because Bran is the Three-Eyed Raven. He knows everything he wants to know.
And then to see Littlefinger get down on his knees.
And beg.
And cry and beg.
Yes. He knew what was coming.
It was so satisfying. I feel horrible saying that because, you know, like,
I know.
I'm a Christian.
We really wanted him to meet a bad end. And when Arya came across, like, literally didn't even give him a chance to beg anymore once Sansa made that thing, whoosh, gone. And I'm like, oh, snap. And nobody even flinched an eye. Everybody's like, peace out.
So I think that was my biggest surprise.
That was probably my biggest surprise, too.
I was surprised to be proud of Arya.
Not Arya.
To be proud of Sansa and see her kind of just make a wise choice and think things through. And she had this great line, I am a slow learner. And I said out loud, I was like, no duh.
I know.
And then after that she goes, but I do learn. I was like, well, thank God for small favors.
Yes. And so that made us happy. Another character we were both proud of.
Another character that I'm proud of, and this is no surprise that I'm proud of them, is Jon Snow.
Yes.
Here's what made me proud of him in this episode. Now, I've always liked him. I've always liked his honor. But for him to stand in front of Cersei, and for Cersei right there on the spot and put that pressure on him and say, pledge the North to me. Pledge that you will not be my enemy. I mean, even if you want to stay in the North and never be around us ever.
Never come down,
just pledge you will never turn against us or fight against us or be an enemy. And the fact is, like, everybody, including Daenerys, is like, Jon, you should have lied in that moment. But instead what he does is he says, I can't have two queens. I've already pledged to Daenerys.
He's an honest man.
But what I liked about that is they're all trying to convince him that was stupid, that there's a time to lie. And he goes, no. I mean, at what point does the word stop meaning something? Our word has to mean something. Or one day it becomes nothing but more
a great king.
And more clever lies. At one point, you've got to start meaning what you say, and just to have him stand like that, like, I mean, no surprise to anybody who's been watching me review this season that I'm proud of Jon Snow, but I am 10 times more proud of Jon Snow in that moment.
Mm-hmm. Another one we were happy about, Theon Greyjoy.
Oh, I was...
When he goes up to Jon and just says, you told the truth.
That's right.
Even when you could have lied and gotten what, you know, he just was shocked about how Jon was. And he just kind of, and you know, and Jon forgave him, which probably was huge for him. Told him that he is both House Greyjoy and House Stark, which was probably another, like, why would this family accept and love me still after my failures? And then he said, he's like, I've got to go, you know, save my sister. And he's like, well, then why are you still talking to me? And then Theon stands up to the men that are loyal to his sister, but they're trying to disappear because they saw, you know, they don't want to be around future White Walkers. And, you know, they get in a big old fight. And, you know, when they're in this fight, and Theon did not back down like he normally would have. He fought. He let the guy beat the snot out of him. And then Theon getting ready to, you know, probably pretty much pass out. The guy starts kneeing him in where his manhood should be.
And it's not.
And it's not, and then he gets this sinister look and then just takes him out.
Well, that I kind of predicted.
Yeah,
like,
we predicted,
as
Theon
still was getting just pounded.
Well, like, he's gonna knee him in there.
Yeah, he's gonna, you know, the guy's gonna try to hit him in the weak spot that brings all men to their knees, and that's gonna be Theon's strength, and that is exactly what happened. But like you said, though, what made me so proud of him is, you know, so like when he betrayed House Stark very early on in the show, he's just a stupid, ugly little worm.
Yes.
And then, you know, at first you think
and then when Lord Bolton had him.
Yeah, and
was just so, we were so sad
like,
for him.
You think he's getting what he deserves until you see how just cruel Bolton is, and he's so cruel that Theon's cruelty paled in comparison.
And then he saves Sansa. And you're like, okay. And that's one of the reasons that Jon didn't kill him on the spot when they met back at Daenerys' castle. But we're just glad. Very happy for him.
Yes. That he's finally, like, and I said it while he's having the fight. I was like, oh my gosh, he's manning up. He's finally. He is finally becoming the man he should have. He was torn down to the bone, to nothing left. And then he stands up for himself. He stands up for his sister. He stands up for what's right. Like, that was just so awesome.
Yes. And then the last one.
Who is it? I forget already.
Jaime.
For leaving Cersei.
Oh my gosh. For a moment there, I thought the mountain was going to kill him.
I did too.
I'm like, you can't kill Jaime like that. I'm like, that's just not how Jaime dies.
No.
I'm like, and it's like, and there was a moment, and then he walked away from her, the only person to ever walk away from Cersei. And so he was taken off, and so we have no idea where he's going.
He took off alone, right?
He took off alone.
Yeah, so
no
army
with him. And I'm like, man, he probably could have gotten the lords behind him and then taken off. And then
he should have, but you know what? If he would have stayed to rally the lords, he'd be dead.
He would probably definitely be dead. But I just... When we saw him going off, he put, you know, his glove over his gold hand, so maybe people wouldn't know who he was, even though everybody knows who he is.
Yes.
But he's going. So I'm wondering if he's going to meet them in the spot where they said that they were going to meet.
Maybe.
And
explain the situation and work for Daenerys.
And say, hey, I'm being honest. I'm a man of my word. I'm doing what I said. And you know, Jon will respect him for that.
Yeah.
So we're going to see what happens.
I don't know what you think, but I think Cersei has lost Jaime for good. I think Jaime, the only sense of loyalty he'll have left to Cersei is the baby growing in her belly. Yeah. But I think other than that, Cersei as a person, he will have no loyalty towards her left. I really think, because I think this season we've been seeing this slow build of a lack of trust between the two, and I think this is the culmination of it. I don't think that will ever be repaired.
I still don't think Cersei's pregnant.
You still think that's a fake?
I still think it's a fake out. Because you could tell she used it. Because when
with Tyrion.
They all met, and Tyrion realized what, you know, it wasn't going to work. So Tyrion's like, I'm going to go talk to her. And I don't think that was him trying to be stupid. I think he was trying to do the right thing. And
because Jon didn't lie.
Yeah.
So now he's got to go try to fix it.
He's got to try to fix it. And so he went to go talk to her, and you know, she didn't drink the wine. She kind of just looked at him, held her belt, like she was doing little signs like that. And I feel like she was doing manipulative. Oh, notice that I'm pregnant when really I'm not.
Yeah.
But we're trying to trick you so that this way I'm gonna somehow turn this around and get my way. And I believe she said earlier in the season, Correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember her talking to her hand and saying something along the lines of, "Oh yeah, we'll you know, she wants a truce. We'll truce, and then, you know, we'll get our way," kind of a thing. Like, we'll let them go off, and then we'll take back over. And that's kind of like what her plot unfolded. I can't believe she didn't let Jaime in on what her plot was, but we don't. Well, think she gave good reason anymore.
For that, because he went and met with Tyrion in the basement without her.
But it's just like, you know, if they're sharing a child together and she doesn't trust him, I mean, who is she going to trust?
Okay, so if you think that she's faking the pregnancy, what do you think she has to gain by faking it?
I'm not sure. I was wondering if she was trying to gain more loyalty from Jaime.
Could be. That would make sense, because, you know, he loved the kids. Yeah. And that did keep him loyal to her all those years before. But now what does she have to gain if he left? And people might be more
sympathetic to a pregnant woman.
That's true.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, I guess we'll have to find out.
I don't know. I'm probably wrong on this one. That's a suspicion I have.
I was right about the dragon breathing ice, wasn't I?
Yeah. Well, yes. I said that too.
I know, but I'm just excited I was right. I gave the prediction it was going to be an ice breathing dragon.
So, at the very end, we see Tormund at the wall, and you see the White Walkers start to come out. And Tormund's face was perfect. There was like an element of fear when you saw him. And then you hear the dragon come up, and then it was like, abandon the wall. Yeah. It was like one of those moments. It's like, we've lost. As soon as he saw like the first ice burst out of that dragon's mouth, it's like, let's go.
Now, I don't think Tormund is dead. I don't.
We don't know. We don't know. The wall started to collapse. They're walking through it. He was telling everybody to run. He watched part of it collapse, and then it goes to the rest of the wall collapsing.
Yes, and so we don't know if he's
on the other side of it or not. So I don't think he's dead, because he's going to be the one that lets everybody know they're coming.
Probably. Well, Bran was there in the crows. So he will let everybody know they're coming.
Was he there? Yeah, we saw the crows.
He was by the tree, his eyes were white, and then they did a close-up on the crows flying over. That's right. So he knows. So, but I hope Tormund's alive. He better not be dead.
We just like his character a lot.
Yes, he's so awesome.
Gingers I hate. Gingers are beautiful. We are kissed by fire.
Do not kill him, HBO.
I know. I want him to be with Brienne Tarth, just like he wants. I do.
I don't know what more to talk about this episode.
I'll just do a couple more things. I like the interaction between Podge, Tyrion, and Bronn at the beginning, because, you know, they were...
Podrick?
Podrick, sorry.
Yes.
Why did I think Podge? Whatever. But I liked the interaction between the three of them when they saw each other, because they were, you know, kind of brothers in arms for a while.
Don't you think the Mountain and the Hound should have had a fight?
That's coming next season.
I know.
You know it's coming.
See, I guess that's the one weakness of this episode. You could tell that they're taking these elements that we all want as fans, like the Hound and the Mountain, a fight with the White Walkers, Cersei's betrayal, which we saw Cersei's betrayal, but you know it's going to run deeper than what we've seen.
Yeah.
But they're taking these things that we want to see, and they intentionally did not show them to us this episode.
Do you think in season 8 Arya is going to be the one that kills Cersei? I kind of want her to. That's totally wrong of me, but I kind of want that.
Because I have faith
and I want her to have Jaime's face on.
Oh my gosh, I just mixed up Cersei and Sansa in my head for just a split second.
Sansa's gonna... I think she's gonna live.
I was about to say, no, I trust Cersei again. Meaning Sansa. Oh my gosh.
No worries, it happens to the best of us.
I do not trust Cersei. My gosh. But that would be cool if Arya is the one who gets to, you know, kill her.
I would love it if she... Well, I don't want Jaime to die, but I have a suspicion he will. And then Arya will take his face, and she'll be the one who goes to the Queen and takes care of her.
I have a feeling that if you take the characters that we all love right now, the majority of them will be dead by the end of season 8.
That what I want is not going to happen. I know that. I just want that. That's okay, right?
So what letter grade would you give the season overall now that we've seen the season finale?
I'd give it an A-.
An A-.
There were some of the other seasons I liked a little bit better, but I really, really, really enjoyed this. So it's definitely, if you like Game of Thrones, watch it.
I think A- is fair, because I think this season had epic reveals.
Yes.
It had epic dragon fights. I think the season finale really left you wanting, which is both good and bad.
Another reason why it's an A-. It's like, just because it was...
But it left you wanting in that good way that, I mean, I don't know about you.
I want to see what's next.
I'm here for season 8.
I want season 8 to start tomorrow.
But, you know, I feel like there is more I would have wanted to have seen with this finale. But it's hard to put my finger on what that is. I just would like to have seen a little something more. But either way, they laid great groundwork for the next season. And if the rumors are true that next season is indeed the final season, then you know next season
all of it
is going to be epic. So
I feel like everything's laid out so that this way it will all end in the next season.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I feel. They could probably stretch it to 2 seasons, but it doesn't feel like it.
It doesn't feel like it at all. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on season 7? I agree with my wife. I'm giving it an A-. What's your letter grade overall for season 7? Please make sure to let us know that in the comments. We both love Game of Thrones, and we would both love to reply to your comments and talking about Game of Thrones. So please, what was your favorite part of Season 7? What was your favorite battle in Season 7? Who are some of your favorite characters? Answer those questions and so much more right down there in the comments, because Laura and I, we really want to talk to you about it and just nerd out about this show. So go ahead and leave those down there in the comments. While you're there, hit that subscribe button to become a Durbanian. Next to the subscribe button is the bell. Click the bell so you're notified the moment I drop new videos. I do have a Patreon account, so if you want to support Durbanian, support what it is that we do here, that's a great way to jump on board and become a patron. Different levels and rewards for different giving and things like that, so you can check that out and get all those details. The link is in my description. I'm Durbin.
I'm Laura.
Thank you so much for checking out Durbania.